first thing you should be thinking is like, okay, which item do I like more in this game? Which item is better? Which item makes my item economy better? And so I think Crown Guard is a lot better for item economy here, because Belt can either be a war model something with the Crown Guard, right, which just synergizes super well. Or, it can be a Subfire too if you really want it to be more frontline damage or it's heal, but I would stray away from that more often than not and overlay something for monks. And it's something you can take if you need to keep a streak going. But could also be like a Nashers, right, or a Guard Breaker, so it can be frontline and it can be backline. So open belt here is really good compared to, so it's like open belt versus open rod. Open rod is not bad, but it's a little bit worse if you relay Sunfire. So when you open rod is really good for things like Archangels, Rage Blade, right, scaling items. You can make like a JG or like a Crown Guard or like a Rapid or something as well. They're a little bit more high impact early in a fight. But I feel like oftentimes Rod is not going to be the best item in the game for a fast fight, which is what Sunfire wants, right? It wants like more explosive. Again, like maybe it's a little bit. I would say like probably you have this Terra that Crown Guard is like a little bit better on fire anyways, but if you could like slam Sunfire after. The thing is that item economy wise, right? Crown Guard, because that was like Crown Guard is going to do a little bit better item wise, right? Which is like I think you definitely get to that realization as well. And so the first thing you should be doing when you're thinking about headliner is, okay, so I want to slam a Crown Guard. I need a reason to slam a Crown Guard. And Herrick is probably the single, maybe shows Canada as well, but Herrick is probably like the single best unit in the game. You just like slam a Crown Guard on. And the Crown Guard brings you in a certain direction, right? It's as far as like stage one headliners. The Crown Guard brings you in a certain direction. With Crown Guard says, okay, I have Crown Guard open belt, so probably looking at a front item, and so I want some kind of ramp somewhere, ideally, right? You need damage from somewhere if you're going to that. And Disco just gives you a ton of extra damage, gives you a bunch of ramp for free. And so like 3 Disco here on 2-1 with like the Nami, the Terra, the Ken with a 2 card, play like you level play like Kennen and like a Kaisa or Kennen and the cat on your bench. And then like and then you hit like Rohi right, like Kennen Rohi 2 with a Crown Guard and a Terra, and you will win every fight on stage 2, at least until maybe someone is like super high roll, but like all of a sudden you have you meet a few conditions, right? You have a good item slammed, you have direction for how you want to play a fight, you have a unit that wants to hold that good item you slammed, and you just have one tempo. And then that belt can be, you also have really good item copies you can afford thinking, right? Because that belt can be Nashers, it can be Sunfire, it can be a Wormhole. There's like a billion different things you can slam off here. So it can be it can even be a even trap. You just play towards AE, like maybe that's if you hit the 2, right? Play like Corky Kaisa or something with it. So there's like a billion different ways to turn that ultimate item off here. So also you're almost guaranteed to go slam 2 full items by 2-5.
Okay, so Augment's good for something got nerfed pretty hard, right?
I think so, yeah. But like Bugface or something. And also just it's a little awkward here because you're building frontline stuff.
Yeah.
Like I would never take it. Also, it's cool like a little bit less good in this patch. Like N9 is important, but it's not as important. So I think the economies are still good, but they got a little bit worse. If you ever something, definitely got a little bit worse as well.
Okay. So I'm gonna reroll good for something. Buried Treasures here seems decent.
Yeah.
Ramping Rhythm
For sure.
no good. To like basically avoid trait specific augments, especially early game.
Yeah, unless you have a huge reason to take this, I would
Yeah.
never take this. Let's say you got like Senna 2 off the board, right? To drop 3 Sennas for you, then maybe you take this, right? And you just reroll Senna. But yeah, you should definitely avoid traits like that you had.
And then healing orbs you generally want if you have like some good tank items or like good, like maybe a 2-star tank with like strong carry items that can kill units.
Yeah, I think if you bought the Terra, I think healing orbs should be really, really good here. I think Brave Treasure would be really good too for what it's worth. I think this is kind of like personal preference and how you want to like build the rest of your game. I think if you take healing orbs, it opens up a lot of the AD melee stuff because all of a sudden you just still like Crown Guard, even Shroud, and then like get a bunch of damage items for Viego or Zed or whatever, and then they go get healing. And the Brave Trader is just like a little bit more generically good. I'd say Brave Trader is a safer pick, but healing orbs is like also, and it's like healing orbs is like the more likely streak on stage 2. But being a little harder later, while Buried Treasure it's just generically good. The more items are always fine.
Yeah. Healing orbs could also make you want to switch from Crown Guard to Sunfire, right? Because it could help kill units.
For sure. Crown Guard on Taric is nice in that actually I think there's a lot of extra damage with it too. So I think you can still go. I think you probably still go Crown Guard just leaves like a lot of the AD stuff open. But definitely, you could just like set up Sunfire tempo with maybe trying to go 9 if you can. I think if you set up Sunfire, you might try to get to 9. which could be hard, obviously. Where if you take Buried Treasure, you're kind of just okay no matter what. So like Healing Orbs can be a little bit of a bait here. It's like definitely harder to play around, even though it's like similarly good. But Buried Treasure, like it's less like the Street Stage 2, but it's just like an easier game to navigate.
Makes sense. And
And
then
learning
learning.
spell is just bad.
Okay. It seems like it has good average placement there. I assume it's only if you have a very specific spot for any reroll.
Yeah, I think you have chosen any, you take this, you just, and maybe it was a lot less powerful. They teach you different items, which is kind of a weird reroll, but this was definitely the last patch. It was just like, what it will play really well. It's
Okay.
not really good except for that one specific spot, which actually it looks like it's showing that all the meta
Yeah.
data do, where it's obviously so, but it's only anti, like an anti units.
Yep. So here I'm gonna take the cannon.
Yep.
And then, so I'm thinking get a guardian in, or actually get big shot in, or the backline's probably big shot level for guardian.
I super agree.
And
Yeah,
then,
and so then this is, it can be a similar thing. Yep. Oh, you know, Sunfire here. Okay.
okay, so for item economy, crown guard, probably better.
Yeah, I think this year you're playing an 80 backline, right? The thing is, like Sunfire plus Rod, or like Sunfire and Rod are a lot less complementary than Ground Guard and Belt, because like Ground Guard just a little HP and Belt actually needs fast HP items.
Yeah.
It also just needs like better options for line. Yeah, the same item cutting wise, you should almost this patch, last patch too, you should like very rarely want to slam fire on each. Even if you're to streak like Ground Guard and do a similar job of streaking,
Mm-hmm.
it just like give me better item economy through the game. Because now you're just like you're almost like committed to AP already because you did that. Right now you're open rod. So like playing AD might be very tough here.
Yep.
Especially with the tier slam too. With the tier drop as well. Because you could love like Crown Guard Redemption, but now like you have to make something awkward no matter what. And then it becomes very hard to send second item. I think it's like a very similar concept to what we talked about in terms of like Crown Guard into like a 9-buff carousel, where if you take Buried Treasure, you can go Crown Guard too, because there's just so many things you can slam on 2-2 with you take if you have Open Belt, right? Like the Open Belt you can slam literally if you want on 2-2 in that situation.
Yeah, and then now I'm like pretty hard committed to AP.
Yeah, and it's like kind of awkward to make an item here for sure. You probably quite like play Bard or something.
So I couldn't tell, like, I mean, I guess I have a lot of tank items with the super fan on Kennen, so then I was thinking Archangel.
Yeah, I think Archangel GG is a totally fine slant. Yeah, you can go. I haven't slant if you don't get into it, the fight as well. That's a great place to stop. I think like Archangel GG, when you basically look at TF, even though it's a little bit rough this badge. Yeah, hope that maybe he gets 9 eventually or something. Yeah, you had to narrow your options down very quickly because of the Sunfire Slam, right? Like all of a sudden you had to play on like very simply this like one kind of call, which is just a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Gives you a much higher chance to look out the line. I think Bard is better there. I think Seraphine just doesn't really do enough damage.
Okay.
It's just like a unit quality thing.
So even with the KDA, it's not worse. And no
Yeah, I think
Dazzler
like the
too.
Sentinel plus. Yeah, I think the Sentinel plus. I think the Sentinel plus the Bard is just like a slightly better thing. Because like Seraphine, did you see like, on their damage chart there? Seraphine has a really hard time in damage.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So
Just go
that's
right back to the Bard.
switch back.
Huge. That's a huge hit. That's a very good hit.
I can never tell whether the front line that the Kennen or second row the Kennen.
I would generally second early cannon, I would say. I think it's gonna be a little bit more than general for it. And let's use Kennen 2, like he just gets his cast off work. Just I think Kennen wants to be front line, but I'm sure Kennen doesn't really love it. Cool. Yeah, now you just want to make a decent board. Roll 6 and 7. This should be a good spot to get to E. So you might kind of reroll though, based on the title.
Yes. I wasn't.
I think it's I'm sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't trying to go out of my way to reroll. It just kind of,
Hit a ton of words,
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Catching. Yeah, I think with Bard, the Nephiro are at least still playable as patch, but they're just a little bit more awkward. Like Giant Butler and like the Augment that you ideally play with it, Butler. It's definitely not like the worst spot in the world. I will say like items are very awkward now, right? With this Farsight too, with you. So you have Archangels, which really wants to scale.
yeah.
But yeah, right, you know, we talk about this a lot. It's like Sunfire, Spark, One Fast, but you have Archangels one scale, so it just leads slightly awkward play the game, right?
So here I was like trying to decide between determined investors and Uplink. I feel like Uplink could help Bard get more of the headliner dudes, but then determined investors probably better, like to the point that you were just making about in an individual fight scaling Archangels better.
Yeah, actually, I'm not. How does that play work? The breakpoints is where it takes out one auto, right? When you have the super fan item, I'm pretty sure, because he's 60 mana. He gets 10 mana every 3 seconds. For everything uplink and why I don't like uplink very much is that it's like if the math is even a little bit wrong, it's just worthless. Pretty much, right? It is all about how many autos it takes off. So with Bard, you get 10 mana every 3 seconds, and he has like a 0.7 attack speed. So we auto 3 times at 2.1 to 60 mana. It should take off an auto. It should take off one auto, which is not terrible, but also like your prismatic element taking off just one auto for Bard is not like the best thing in the world, I would say. I think Uplink in general is just like a little bit awkward, I think, but it's not like terrible as well. You also have an echo. The big problem with it, I would say, is that you don't really want to spread your components much here. It really lands on two things. It's like hard to put sort thing that's that meaningful.
Okay.
So I think German investors a little bit better. I don't want the options to be honest, but I think the German investors a little bit better. Uplink's not bad here. Where it's worth raise the best situation. It's that there might be something like that it can be roll it. German investors like totally okay. It's like whatever.
What would be like a really good augment that you're looking here at Prismatic? Like the 2 tank items or
Yeah, something to make your war tankier, I would say. Like the fawn one could be okay, probably. Yeah, I could say like if you're thinking about wearing a lot of reroll on that, but I know you said you weren't. So like prismatic to get maybe would be okay, maybe not. Probably not, honestly. I guess this part you can also look at like reroll Senna actually, because Senna reroll is really strong. But it's also like hard and forth. I'd say Determined Investor is one of the better things. Maybe the best one is like the Bramble Declaw Bell
yeah. Because I wasn't
or just something that sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't like hard committed to Bard either, and then I don't have a mana item, so if I could then transition later to like Ari or something, then the uplink could be useful.
Yeah, I think it takes off or doesn't even take off an auto. Sorry. I'm not sure it does actually.
It doesn't?
Because he has 30 mana. I think it gives her I think it takes the auto off, but like since she's in the middle of her last auto attack as it takes the auto off. So I don't think it actually saves too much time with Ari. I'd have to see it. But I think the not actually work out super well with Ari, probably.
Okay.
I think you need to get 5 mana per second for it to actually matter. Because I think what happens is she autos 2 times, and then she goes the way through her third auto, and then Uplink would pick her up to 30 mana. So she'd save like a third of an auto, basically, rather than like a full auto, which isn't super good.
Okay. So it seems like you'd have to do the
Yeah.
math on everybody to,
And yeah, it's a really awkward augment.
yeah. Especially
It's
as like
weird.
3.5 mana
Yeah.
as well.
I know, right? It's like, okay, like yeah, it's all like how it's divisible by 5, right? It's like the burst one like really matters is 10, which is 10 when it gets to 10.5 in 3 seconds. And so you have to figure out how many times you auto in 3 seconds and how much mana is left in a thing. And it's just, yeah, it's a real headache. And I think like people take it as like a generic augment. It's not a generic augment at all. Like things use it, certain things use it very well, and certain things use it not at all. And if you, and like this could literally just be a non-existent prismatic augment, basically, if like the mana breakaway is wrong.
I see.
It's like 200 HP on your team with, and they're only an item, which is really bad. Obviously, with frontline, you get a little bit extra mana and like they how you cast more, but it's not, when you're getting with mana, you get hit, it's going to be a huge difference. I think it might take an auto off Bard though. So I think when you take this, you definitely want to be thinking about Bard.
Okay.
We'll see. You see a 4 cast here? Oh, cast once. Is it a 4 cast? 2, 3, 4. Okay, it does take an auto off Bard, which is not terrible. Not terrible at all, for sure.
Okay.
So it's basically like you have a Shogun on this board now between Superfan item and that Augment, which it also, there's a card to be had about like how worth it is for Magnus to turn a adaptive helmet into a Shogun. But I think if you want to, you could actually pivot Lulu here very easily. This Lulu is actually a really big hit. The big thing with this Lulu is that it gets a Shogun from Superfan, and I think pretty sure with Shogun inside her Uplink, it gets value. I'm not 100% sure about that, but either way, it's just like a really strong unit for a lot of the stage. It helps you get to 8, which is where you ideally want to be here.
Even when I have 5 bards right now, he's still think it's worth that pivot.
Yeah, I don't think Bard 3 is very good.
Okay.
I think he can be good, but I think you need one more frontline than you have and your itemization. And I don't think like Sunfire Spark Bard 3 is very good. I think you really want to like try to get TF this if you can. But you can definitely, I think what you can do is you can just get to 7 and play like, are you buy a space that you get to 7, you fly that, play the 3 Superfan, you get like a Nico, you play the 3 Superfan, 2 Jazz, 3 Superfan, or whatever, that the board, like the classic board from last patch. You can definitely get to that into like top 4 pretty easily here, I think. I think it be a little awkward though. I think your setup is just like, it's not like fantastic, it's not terrible either, it's just going to be a slightly awkward game, I think. There's a little bit of discord between your items, your ads, your frontline items. I think if you scout here and you feel like you want to, you can totally level Deep Street as well. If you feel like it needs you to level. Almost like rolling is interesting as well. I just like rolling because you want to roll on 6 or bar. Don't be too afraid of rolling on 7 this set for 2 costs as well. Because they did not put up the odds. It just goes back down to 35, I think, and then it goes all the way back down to like 30 or 25 like it did last set. So rolling for 2 costs on 7 is totally okay. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I guess that could have been a 7 diff.
Yeah, I think rolling is good as well. I think if you go to 7, you probably win. The one thing with Jazz it. But you're playing Pip over Jazz there, right?
Yeah.
Saying it.
So I was thinking about the Archangel.
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah, I think if you have, I think that's correct. I think you have no Pip and Jazz in there, though. You probably win that.
Yeah.
I do think you want to be rolling on 7. You have a lot of bards, so you're totally front. In level 7, once you hit Nico, and once you play way stronger board, you get to put Kaisa in for 3 KDA, and the whole board just gets like really, really, really good if you roll on 7 this game, and you get to be stable for a lot longer. But I mean, I think it's fair to like, for sure, you break where you're like, okay, I'm probably too comfortable to roll at 6. But again, like $7 are totally fine in the set for 2 costs, so don't be too afraid to do that.
Okay. So I see that's Jazz, and that's pretty much it.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's it might be. I think you really want to be level 7 down. Like, if you don't go 7 here, I think it's really, really rough. Especially after hitting as well. Because the Superfan board just gives you, right, you get infinite That's Jazz value out of this. And it is a little bit late for That's Jazz, I will say, with like the nerf it got. You probably want to keep rolling here for like Echo 2 or something, just to try to stabilize a little bit more. Yeah, and it's like not a terrible spot, it's just a little bit awkward. Your prismatic augment is more or less just like an extra auto on form, which isn't terrible and fantastic. I think your cap is a little bit low, but I could just be with that somewhere like 4, like this 6-ish. I think it's a little harder to place 2 above that, just because again, like the items are there's a little bit too much just for the items, and people get strong right now. I think this board is it's not like a bad board for sure, but you need to like hit the augment earlier and like have stuff earlier, honestly.
So here I'm like kind of thinking, I guess I'm like barely winning some of these fights, but whether to roll for Echo or not is kind of the question. And Nico.
Yeah. For sure. I think, again, it is basically how sure everyone is and how I believe my 1 unit is not terrible. I will say where I think your cap is the highest thing in the game.
Yeah.
This game. probably, I think you probably want to push it a little bit if you can. I think in general, the conversation of like, because there's like an argument where people are like, oh, well, I'm not really strong here because I want to hit the lobby harder. It like, make them lose each piece. Like, right? That's often like not a great reason to do things, but saying it is like a little bit fake and it's kind of lobby normally. As far as getting like first and like options and whatnot, but for top four, you may not be the worst idea in the world here. Just play spend some money, especially when it's just 3 gold. You definitely should spend the money, right? You should roll with 50 at least. Um, I know you probably want to go like 8 as well and hit some, uh, but you also have MF2 to hit, and MF2 is like a very important hit as well. So I think it's not like the end of the world. Your roll.
Okay.
I think if you're scouting, you're seeing that.
Yeah, I won those 3 fights by like 1 or 2 units every time, so it's like barely enough.
Yeah. And if you identify that, that's perfect. If it's by instance, then it's a little bit, it's not that the best thing in the world, but it happens still.
Yeah,
So I do identify that like on purpose. Sure, I think the Lily for Mali here is great.
Yeah.
I think I go to Lily for Mali here, you look very strong.
Especially since this guy has a collie.
Yeah, the Lily is huge for that matchup, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think now you probably just deal 9. It's much wish to look for.
So this was crazy.
But that what chance of that?
3% each, right? But then even if you hit the 3% for each, that's going like a 0.001%
chance. Holy shit! That's the same thing I've ever seen in my life. What the hell? Damn! I think you can probably still like. I think you probably want to look for like KDA's bat here or something, or likely.
Yeah,
it be that you can just drop Kaisa and play a better unit, and like, you like TVs that your Kiana give a lot of value. Then drop Kaisa and play like Crowd Diver or something, or like see Alawi again, and it makes the board like I think the is significantly better.
Yeah, I was surprised
the Titans on Kiana is like a ton of value.
Okay. Okay, so KDA would have been better on Kiana.
Yep, I need KDA Kiana. They also let you slave your other items, right? You go KDA Kiana, and then what you have bow, chain, belts left, right? Or wait, where did the rod go? I lost track of the rod. Or no, it was rod from the mill, right? That you took both of the animals. Oh, right. So you end up with like maybe like Titans Nico or like Bramble Nico, and like maybe you go like a guard, or you can like remake your Lilia and go Naturals on like a backline or things later, right? But I think this hand is really low impact here.
I was hoping that Kiana could just print me a cloak and then get another Jazz emblem.
Oh, I mean, that's definitely like a fair thing to think about. I think if you were like a little bit stronger or like this line a little bit stronger, I think that's definitely like I get to look for.
I just thought that Kiana would stabilize me more.
She doesn't do a lot without a lot of support is the big thing, which it's a little awkward, right? She's one of those units where if you have a really good board around her, like she will just win the game. She's definitely a win board kind of thing. She's not great on boards, but she's not very good at being frontline. She's not very good at doing damage. But like if you have a good board around her, she becomes good at both of those things. It's as awkward as that is, right? She can become very good at both those things. But she's that big board around her.
Yeah. So I think I could have gotten a KDA emblem here, but then I got the QSS. So, but she's starting to print me some items.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge hit for sure. Just like make it Bramble or something. Make it Lure Titans if you want, I guess. A couple options. I think it's just like a slightly awkward spot. I do think Alawi is better than Crowd Diver, the Jazz stuff going on, because it just gives you more frontline. At least that they call it matchup is better, but also like Crowd Diver here is a little bit fake. You get a little bit of CC in the back line, but not like a ton of value, I would say. Yes. And it's just it's a weird spot. Like, you definitely threw a red.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a complete bait or what.
I think it is right to play it for sure. I think the bait is probably the KDA is bad, and just like getting the extra swan is going to be really important there. But I got KDA's fat now though, so it ended up working out anyways. I definitely see the thought process behind the Jazz bet. I don't think it's like the thought process at all. I think it's just like it is like a really win more kind of thing. And I think the problem was probably just that this board wasn't as strong as you anticipated.
Yeah, I like didn't even see the KDA stat anymore because I was still greeting the Jazz so hard.
Yep. No, I mean, for sure. I think it's an easy lead up to tunnel one.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
could have
pretty
played the
tip for sure.
could have played the Lowy instead. Yeah.
And like Ziggs is, I think Ziggs, even when you have Dazzler in, is just such a good unit that like you can even just play. I think Ziggs one is probably better than Zed 2 here as well.
Okay. I'm just overvaluing Crowd Diver. I was just thinking like, oh, I want that cloak. Give me that cloak, and then
Yeah,
Crowd Diver would just help Kiana deal more damage.
yeah. Two Crown Diver is like 4 Crown Diver is really, really good for that. 2 Crown Diver is actually a really fake more damage. It's 5% bonus damage, and then it goes up by 1% every second.
Uh,
But like the fights are pretty quick right now, so you're maybe getting like 10% bonus damage, which it's not a lot, right? For like a whole unit one. It's
yeah.
definitely a little bit underwhelming, I would say.
So this is where when you were asking me if I played Bard, I saw the Ziggs and I just lost that fight, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I could beat them next time. Maybe Ziggs can win, but probably not.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you think the board stars isn't that jazz value. I can see the intent. I mean, I think capping up this game, you could have capped out definitely a bit higher, I would say. But I think it's a really like, and it's a very fair game to get Disney. I think the big things to focus on were just that with your early game economy. I think that's the biggest thing this game, which it probably didn't see it going in, and runs the biggest issue this game. But I think that's the biggest thing like, back here is that the item economy was very awkward, right? You gotta commit to a line that like you didn't want to commit to because you just didn't have the right over components and like the fight didn't quite like you didn't get to build the fight you wanted to build really, right? Yeah, and see, I think a lot of this you just like misjudging the power of like the power of the board in the new patch, which is again it's a new patch. The jazz that got here.
Yeah.
And I think there was last patch. I think like greeting of the jazz that maybe would have been fine, and you would have been able to just win the game anyways. Stop like hard pre-match jazz stuff. You can't read those, though, Trey.